Hello and welcome to the Family Table. The Family Table is a teach-in kitchen owned and operated by the Salvation Army Harrisburg Capital City region. Today, the Family Table Teach-in Kitchen presents Cooking Class, Fried Rice. The production of this video was funded in part by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program through the PA Department of Human Services. This institution is an equal opportunity provider. Let's get started by first washing our hands. It's important to wash our hands for quite a long time with hot water and lots of soap. In fact, you want to scrub your hands like I'm doing right now for a long enough period of time where you could sing happy birthday from start to finish twice in a row. Okay, next let's go over the equipment that we need for today's recipe. We're going to need one small pot like I have right here for cooking rice in. We'll also need one larger pan like I'm holding right here. You'll also need a selection of spatulas, spoons, a can opener, as well as measuring utensils like measuring cups and measuring spoons. You also need a nice cutting mat that doesn't slide and a knife. Next, let's go over the ingredients that we're going to need for today. I have brown rice in front of me. We'll need that. 1 can of sweet corn, 1 can of salmon. We're also going to need 2 eggs, or you can use 1 cup of powdered eggs. It calls for 1 can of carrots, but I have fresh carrots here to substitute. Some soy sauce, and the recipe doesn't say it, but I have some olive oil on hand as well. First thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare our brown rice. So what I'm going to do is measure 1 cup of brown rice into this dry measuring cup. And I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Brown rice takes a little bit longer to cook because it has an outer bran on it, but brown rice is higher in fiber, which is better for our health. So put that on the stove, turn it on high, and wait for it to come to a boil. Once our brown rice is at a boil, I'll then turn it down to low to simmer with a lid on until the rice is cooked, approximately 45 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do here is cut up my carrot a little bit smaller. Now, because I'm not using canned carrot and using fresh carrot, I'm going to have to saute this carrot with some olive oil before I put my eggs in. This is something that is completely okay to substitute with. And I just wanted to show how even if you don't have the exact ingredients in your house, you can often still make the same recipe just by substituting with what you have. If you don't have carrots on hand for this recipe, you can substitute peas, bell peppers, snap peas, or some other type of vegetable that you enjoy eating. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting these into small pieces because that'll take a little bit less longer to saute if I have small pieces of carrots rather than large pieces. And carrots are rather hard, so they're going to take a little bit longer to saute anyway. Now that my carrots are all chopped up, next I'm going to add some olive oil to the large pan. Then I'll add my carrots to the pan. And soon everything will start to get hot and the carrots are going to saute in the oil before I crack my 2 eggs open on top of them and cook the eggs. So next I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients ready. So I'm opening my can of corn, and then I'll open my can of salmon, and I'm going to pour the water off of both of these cans. So my carrots are sauteing nicely here, and I can see that my rice is also coming to a boil. So I'm going to turn my rice down to low, and I'm going to put a lid on top. And then I think my carrots are just about ready for me to add the eggs to them. So what I'm going to do is grab some oil, add that to the pan, And I'm doing this just so that my eggs don't stick. I don't want to add too much oil, but I can see that my oil has been used up a little bit. And then I'm going to crack those 2 eggs right on top of the carrots and cook them, which is only going to be a couple of minutes until they are ready. Okay, so my carrots and my eggs are cooked. Next, I'm going to measure out 1 cup of my prepared rice. And I prepared more than 1 cup. I prepared 3 cups of rice because when I'm cooking brown rice that takes 45 minutes to make, I often want to just make some extra to have on hand for the week so that I don't have to wait 45 minutes the next time I want a quick meal. So I'm going to add that rice right to the pan, and my pan is turned off right now because I don't want anything cooking or burning while I'm adding the rest of my ingredients. Okay, so just turning that pan off, and then my cans are open. I'm going to add my can of corn right on top, and remember I drained these cans ahead of time. You can also drain and rinse to take more of the sodium out of the can. And I'm going to add my can of salmon. I would not recommend rinsing the can of salmon. And I'm just going to mix everything in there. So after that's mixed really well, I'm going to add my soy sauce and a little bit of salt and pepper just to flavor it. And you really don't need much soy sauce. You can see I'm just sprinkling a little bit over here. I am also using the low sodium soy sauce because we don't need all of that salt. And then I'm going to turn the heat back up just to crisp the rice a little bit. So I want that rice to kind of start to get brown and crispy like a fried rice typically would get in a dish like this. So what we're going to do now is turn our heat off and serve. The recipe makes 4 servings, so you can enjoy with 3 others or have lots of leftovers. Now all that's left to do is to enjoy our fried rice.